Hi everyone, it's Desert Rose. This video is going to be a first impressions of the Star That Never Walks Around tarot. So this is the set. It comes with a deck and a guidebook. I was going to do my recent tarot binge for this month, but I still have one deck that's still coming in for this month that I ordered recently. It's from the artist herself, so I'm not sure when that'll be coming in because I haven't gotten any information about when it would come. So I also can't do the haul right now because John wanted to do it with me, but he's sleeping right now. He's actually behind me, and he is just tired. So I have opened this already. It's used, but it's in great condition. I barely looked through it just because I have a lot of decks that I've gotten, as I said. So after this month, I'm going to have a temporary deck purchasing ban where I'm not gonna purchase any decks for a couple of weeks, but I will have my pre-order coming in for another deck next month, so that's not gonna count. So this is by Stella Bennett, Native American Tarot Package. So if you can't read it, it's categorized as tarot/Native American spirituality. These are the cards on the back. When the great buffalo herds roamed the earth, the tribes of the Great Plains followed them, guided by the North Star, the star that never walks around. In the spirit of her forebears, Stella Bennett has transformed the traditional Western tarot, which she's been reading for more than 50 years, into a guide and oracle based on Native American totems and teaching. I also, before I continue reading, wanted to wear one of my favorite jackets, but it's a little warm for it. So it has cattle and buffalo. I've worn it in a couple of my older videos, just not recently. It's from a thrift store. So in this Star That Never Walks Around, traditional suits of the tarot become thunderbirds, fire wands, frogs, water cups, butterflies, air swords, and turtles, earth pentacles. The original art is reminiscent of the 19th century Plains Indian ledger art, with imagery drawn from many Native American traditions. Warriors and medicine women. Both cards, the coyote becomes the fool. Round cards echo the influence of Mother Earth and reveal the waxing and waning influences of the 78 images. Stella Bennett is a certified professional tarot reader who lives in Helena, Montana, and manufactured and assembled in China by Regent Publishing Services. And it's by Weezer Books, an imprint of Red Wheel / Weezer Boston, MA / York Beach, Maine. Signed by Allaire Design Associates. I didn't really need to read all that. But I was really excited. I do love Native American decks, and I like if they get really, if it's infused with the culture in the deck and not just imagery based off of aesthetics. So it opens up like this. There are places where you can lift up I also really love the changes in the suits. I love butterflies, and I really love the Thunderbird suit. I mention Mary in almost every video, but she gave me a dream catcher and she named it Thunderbird, so I thought that was cool. So it's a thick guidebook, and on the back it says Stella Bennett's Native American grandmother introduced her to the tarot and all things metaphysical at a very young age. Bennett has been reading the tarot for more than 50 years and has been certified as a professional tarot reader by the Tarot Certification Board. She lives in Helena, Montana. And then it says that it's part of the package and it's not for resale. So I'm not going to read the whole book for the video, but I did briefly skim through the pages of the actual cards. It seems like the major arcana is longer than the descriptions of, and the minor arcana are about the some of them are longer than others. But I see that the overall shortest descriptions are with the court cards. And then there's a description of the actual suit. So for Turtles, Pentacles, then you can see a card description here. Then it continues on to the next page for a little bit with the picture. As for the majors, the pictures are larger. But I like when they put a little picture there. Sorry, I'm jumping around. But there's the acknowledgments in the beginning, then the introduction, then it's split up into 3 parts with getting started with the tarot, working with the tools of the tarot, and then the individual cards and interpretations, which start on page 71. So I'm interested to see what she has about the things other than the individual cards and interpretations, because she does have a good amount of information that I've seen more than other decks. So then it's the conclusion and recommended reading list. So if you're including the recommended reading list, there's 200 pages. Then the cards stop at 198, as it mentioned, or when it said the page numbers. And I did read one of the card meanings, and it went into descriptions of features of the court cards, because I was looking up a court card. So, like physical features, which I'm sure you could take what you need from that. there is the extra card that has information about the publishing. I really like the size of these, and when I took them out, I was happy with the card stock. It kind of looks like this is like you're weaving. Yeah. I'm gonna quickly see the size comparison to my trim Daughters of the Moon Tarot. These came a lot bigger, and then I wanted a pocket sized. So they're a little smaller, the Daughters of the Moon. And I really like, again, that she chose this type of gripping cardstock with a little bit of lamination. And they're thin, but they're still sturdy. I really like the backs of these. So this is my card, the Libra card. Queen of Butterflies. I'm not really going to be reading off these that much. I really like the hand-drawn, simplistic look. And I do read directional too. I love reading the Daughters of the Moon for that, because that's when I really started getting into it. You want to say hi?
Hi.
This is my first card draw for this deck. And I love the off-white. Of course, they aren't the same, but it is reminiscent of the more of an off-white cards of the Native American Tarot by Los Garibello. And there is a deep spiritual connection type of energy with this deck. And with the simple cards, you can really expand your thoughts and get a lot of messages from this. I was really looking for a deeply rooted Native American deck, as I mentioned in the beginning, because it's nice to have a mix of different cultures. But I do love working with the Native American teachings, and it's one of my main practices. I also wanted to do this video because I posted it on Instagram, and I was thinking that Mary would like this deck, and she beat me to it. She actually commented on it. and she posted the Native American Tarot by Los Garibello first on her channel. And she recommended the Sacred Path cards to me, and those are one of my most used decks too. I did mention in my video of the Native American Tarot that you don't have to have a specific basis of Native American culture or knowledge, but it would be really helpful, and it would be helpful for maybe an earth-based practice, a shamanic one, and working with animals and landscape and getting messages from that. But I really love the images that I like the look of when somebody puts effort in and makes it themselves. There's a lot of intention with that. And I like indie type decks that it feels like that to me. I suppose this isn't really a first impressions because I'm not really saying anything, but I'm looking at the cards. I haven't seen a lot of them that much. And this has been on my wish list for a while, but it was difficult to find. Some of them were at a high price. Mary was mentioning that it used to be around 11 on the site that she was talking about. But I'm not sure if England or the UK has this published, but I've seen more of this deck on the UK site than I've seen it on any of the US sites. I didn't really want to get one internationally. This is more of my type of energy, because sometimes I have the brighter decks and I don't use them all the time. I gravitate towards ones that are more muted. Still have color most of the time because I love the Daughters of the Moon. It's my home deck. and that's black and white, but it gets a lot of information because it's black and white. But I do like pops of color too, not too much, like a balance. And I might have to pause to change positions, or I can lift my microphone up for a sec. I have it closer to me. I'm not sure if it's because it's a smaller mic, but when I attach it to my computer, it's a little low. I like this card. It reminds me of something that happened to me with the white buffalo calf woman. So towards the end, I'm gonna show, or I'm gonna pull out a card and I'm gonna read from the book. I'll try to do another video soon on this deck too. I don't like saying try, so I'm gonna say I'm going to. So I can put it in the schedule in my head. I just have a lot of decks that I've gotten recently. I hope me touching this isn't that loud. I just realized I was putting the cards down, so I hope it's not too loud on video. Like there's a quiet to this deck, but it's gentle vocals. And the last card, So the card that I got on top is Temperance, but I have more of an insistent energy or pushing energy towards the Nine of Frogs, which is the Nine of Cups in this deck. Which again, I mentioned that it was my first card out of this deck. So if you guys are staying tuned for the reading, I'll read both of the cards just because one is a major and one is a minor. Temperance underwrites the ability to do all things in moderation. It is through this that we are able to find our peace and tranquility within our spiritual selves. Our maiden sits within the arrowhead, which represents the human side of our nature. Here she contemplates a smaller arrowhead. In this meditation, she is able to bring her focus into complete alignment with her higher thoughts, putting behind the temptations of the world. Message: keep your mind and heart pure, and the mixture will bring about the perfect blend. Upright meaning: a need to maintain your current security. Don't rush headlong into new things. Good management skills, well balanced. Need to take more time before making decisions. A time for patience in order to see your dreams fulfilled. Ability to adapt to circumstances and surroundings. The rainbow after the storm. And they have reverse meanings: poor judgment, trying to do many things at once, a need to slow down and prioritize, irritability, lack of patience, a quick temper, emotional stress and frustrations, need to plan ahead, conflict in personal and business situations, need to look for a new way of accomplishing things, need for a complete change. And again, that's Temperance. And the Nine of Frogs. So this is the Major Arcana page. I'm sorry, Minor Arcana page. Our young brave sits by the Baron. I'm sorry, 9 of Frogs. There you go. Our young brave sits before the angels who have come to provide his every need. In each hand he holds a sparkling orb that carries his dreams and wishes to the universe. This card is often called the Wish card. Native Americans believe that the spirits provide all of our physical and spiritual desires. Our warrior brings orbs as an offering to present to the spirits who attend his needs. These orbs represent his inner strength, which can only be renewed by sharing it with others. Message: you only need to visualize your desires in order to manifest it. A time for prayer and meditation. Upright meaning: this card is known as the Wish card. Wishes and dreams come true. Health, wealth, and happiness. Worries will disappear. Reverse meanings: wishes not fulfilled at this time, possible health issues, financial strain, may be taking advantage of someone or something, need for the counsel of an old and trusted friend, time to plant new seeds, seeds planted in the time of darkness will come to fruition in the new light. Bless you. That was Lakota sneezing. I'm hoping that you didn't hear the cards too much since I had the microphone next to me. So before I go, we're talking about the color with the more of the skin type of color. This Native American tarot has a similar coloring to it. There are sepia tones in the picture, I would say. So if you could see the borders, and I quite like it. So I'm going to do my deck binge haul, which includes Strawn's decks too for this month, since he's been getting into tarot. And I want to do a deck modification video, which I have done some things to different decks and future plans maybe. If I haven't done them already, that might be a little in the future. If I do go forth and make those changes to the decks, then I'll probably do more walkthroughs and do some videos with John and some with myself. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.